Hello everyone, this is Admiral Playerovski bringing you Atlantic Fleet. Battle of the Atlantic continued as Britain. It's 50-50 in week 3.5 of July 1940. We have lost 10 squares, but we have 10 squares remaining on the tonnage war. The question is, can the Germans afford to keep sending so many ships out into the Atlantic and losing 8 times as many as we are? Well, find out by watching this video and the rest of the series. I think in order to win, I'd have to sink 300 naval vessels for Germany, or thereabouts, based on previous playthroughs. I think it's around that number, but don't quote me on it. That's only an estimate. Right. In here we have the active and the Boreas, and the active has only got 1 torpedo, and that's not really acceptable. So we'll send the Saguenay in temporarily. Yeah, let's send the active into Scarborough Flow very quickly for a tiny little bit of rearming. Right, week 4 of July 1940, nothing happens. We're in August of 1940, and I do believe we've just reclaimed a blue square on the tonnage wall. Have we done that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, we have. Oh, that's good. That's very nice. Can we hold on to that square? I'm not sure. What's that done for the tonnage? Oh, it's gone right down. We've plummeted. 13,000 tons less. Right, well that's good. That's not so good. Week 0.5 of August 1940, France. German forces successfully occupy France. French ports at Brest and Lorient now in use. I'd much rather they didn't occupy France, but well, that's what ended up happening. You see, if I was in command of the ground forces, maybe we would have held France. But they only gave me the navy, so, you know, still I can, you know, do good things here as well. But anyway, enough of me whittering on. We have our first engagement in the western approaches in cloudy weather in week 0.5 of August 1940. The destroyers Active and Boreas, who were escorting a merchant ship, large freighter and a T2 tanker, have come under attack in the evening from 4 submarines, a wolf pack of submarines. U-87, U-95, U-97 and U-98. These submarines have the initiative. I don't like this. No action. Torpedoes have been fired at the destroyer. Of course they have. Torpedoes have been fired, I'm assuming, at the freighter from U-97. And these are for the tanker, right? Well then. Well, this is a good start then, isn't it? Very, very easy engagement to start us off. What do I do here? What do I do here? Do I turn in? Do I turn away? The annoying thing is we could fire torpedoes of our own, but I'm not prepared to fire a torpedo and lose my destroyer in the process, because then it's 1v3. It's gonna have to be backwards and harder port, I'm afraid. I don't think I can chance it. Can I fire torpedoes here though? Oh! Would you look at that? How far away is... Oh, that's way too far away. Do we have any air support? Yes, we've got 1 depth charge bomber. Right, we'll use the depth charge bomber on the submarine that hasn't fired its torpedoes. Or maybe not. I mean, drop and splash for now. That'll deal with one of them straight away. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm not actually too sure because this submarine over here is actually very far away. Actually, no, both of these are fine, they're torpedoes. This one over here is actually quite far away. Which one have we got highlighted on the sonar? This one over here. No, I would want to go for this one instead, I think. It's a difficult decision. I think what I'll do is I'll go for that one, despite there being a submarine that's a little bit closer. Yes, what I'll do is, this one I'll sink sort of manually, and then this one I'll use the depth charge bomber on. So let's go harder port. Let's get the depth charge bomber out. No, I will go for this one. I know this isn't how I usually do things, but you know, I'm not extremely rigid in my tactics. I will change and adapt my tactics where it's necessary to do so. So that will be 2 submarines sunk straight away, or almost straight away. But despite that, we're still in a bad position because I think we're going to. Maybe if I backwards and harder start, but it might not do it. Go on, let's try. I mean, I should at least try and do it. Oh no, that's not good. Oh no. I don't like where this is going. I do believe the T2 tanker will be hit by at least 1 torpedo here. Backwards and harder starboard or harder port. I'll go harder starboard instead. Actually, yep. There's your 1 torpedo. Oh no, that's a disaster. That's really bad. We weren't able to avoid that torpedo. But at least we managed to get U-95 out of the fight as well. Active, how are you doing? Sonar heavy damage, ATAR at light damage. And you're very heavy at the bow. You're also listing to starboard. That's not good. That's not good. Seriously, look at this freighter over here. How are you supposed to get away from that? Ugh, it is really difficult, the position we're in right now. We have a submerged contact. Oh, sonar's been broken, hasn't it? So I can't really see the contacts over there. Oh no. And we have more torpedoes heading that way. With regrets, I'm actually going to have to go and... Oh my goodness. Harder ports and hope that avoids both of these crisscrossing sets of torpedoes that are just... that are just being horrible. How far are we here? 6,500 thereabouts. Let's get a little bit closer. Unfortunately, no depth charge bombers this time. We have, even if I wanted to, no aircraft available. Unfortunately. Well, no, now I'm going to lose the large freighter. I don't want to lose the large freighter, though. Why have you rigged this against me so badly this time? I'm still going to get smacked with one on the stern. How's the T2 tanker doing? Not very well. The deck is flooded. The bow's almost underwater completely. Fine, I'll have you try and run away. Here we go. 1 and 2, just in case that wasn't enough. Well, there goes the large freighter. What was the final damage upon sinking for the large freighter? Let's just take a look. Nothing. Nothing was damaged. Your propulsion was fine, your steering was fine, your pumps of all things were fine, and your AAA was fine as well. But you decided to sink anyway. Boo! Boo! We don't like that. We don't like that over here. We don't like that one bit. It's not a good thing. 5,385. Do I dare to turn or not yet? Do you know what? Seeing as the situation is rather desperate, I will turn already. Even though it's a little bit premature, I wouldn't usually turn at such a distance. But because I'm desperate, I sort of have to... Oh, hello. Because I'm desperate, I have to fire a torpedo quickly. Seems the gamble may have potentially paid off. You are looking so poorly, it's unbelievable. Honestly, you look like one little nudge would sink you. They're going to fire another one. There it is. I told you. They'll fire another one. Tanker will go up in flames, and then you know, the U-boat will be sunk. This won't be much of a prize if I lose the tanker. Like, I'm sorry, but it just won't be. Oh yeah, whoopee-doo, I lost the entire convoy. Well, I lost the ships I was escorting, but at least I managed to sink the U-boats. Oh wow, congratulations. Would you like a medal for that? Yes. Well, you're not getting one, because that's not good enough. Well, hard a port, and you might as well try and go for that other submarine over there that you can just about see on your sonar. Let's have a look. So this one has been sunk already as well. Go on, you might as well go hard as starboard and go and hunt down the other submarine as well. Hold your fire. Here's the interesting thing. Is this dodgeable? No, not really, no. We're going to get smacked by another one and sunk, I think. I will, of course, try and do my very best, but unfortunately, my very best will not. There you go, exactly as expected. Say goodbye to the T2 tanker. Oh, and now they've decided to launch a salvo of torpedoes as well. Well, do you know what? You might as well at this point. You might as well. So congratulations to me on losing the entire convoy. What was the final damage upon sinking? Pumps heavy damage. I suppose I can kind of understand this, the tanker then, why it's sinking now, because its pumps were damaged. Not a good start really, is it, if I'm being honest. In fact, quite a bad start, if I may say so myself. But taking on 4 submarines with very limited air support, and with my destroyers not being in the best of positions, you know, there's not really that much we can ask for. I mean, I'm not making excuses, I'm just saying that, you know, if the position perhaps was a little bit better at the start, we may have been looking at a better result perhaps. But because the position was as it was, it's much harder to try and get a good result in. I'm trying to think if there was anything I could have done to change the outcome. Naturally, such an outcome is quite unacceptable to me. But was it an outcome that was basically decided before the engagement even started? Well, I don't know. It does sometimes feel like that, though. It does sometimes feel like the fate of the engagement, excuse me, is decided before you start, and that if you're able to somehow miraculously cheat fate, you can maybe not so much get a good engagement for yourself, but you can mitigate a lot of the damage. So for example here, I think I managed to achieve the second one of those. I do think that the engagement was kind of set up in such a way that I was meant to lose everything, but instead I will have only lost the merchants whilst sinking all of the submarines. So really, I will have turned what should have been a bitter engagement into a bittersweet engagement. Naturally, the bitterness comes from losing all the merchants, but the sweetness comes from Germany losing 4 submarines. And that's quite a lot in one engagement. I think the most they'll ever throw at you is 5. So to take out 4 is at least somewhat significant. I'll just have you move forwards because that torpedo will just hit its target. It's about 30,000 tons of merchant shipping lost in this engagement, but they will have lost several thousand warship tons as well. So again, it's this theme of bittersweet engagement. Here is the action report. On the British side, the destroyer Active received light damage from that torpedo impact. Fair enough. The destroyer Boreas received no damage. 1 merchant ship large freighter was sunk for 7,800 tons. 1 merchant ship T2 tanker was sunk for 22,500 tons. On the German side, the submarines U-87, U-95, U-97 and U-98 were all sunk for 800 tons each. Warship tons sunk on the British side 0, merchant ship tons sunk on the British side, as I suspected, 30,300. Warship tons sunk on the German side 3,200, merchant ship tons sunk on the German side 0, 3,200 renown earned. Well, it's certainly not the best of engagements. Oh, have we lost the square on the tonnage war again from that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I think we haven't. It's only bumped us up by another 2,000 tons. Well, I suppose that's fine-ish. I want to move the Active back. Oh dear, I want to move the Active back because it got hit by a torpedo. Anyway, West Mediterranean Sea, week 0.5 of August 1940. Axis bombers attacked the naval base at Gibraltar, causing very heavy damage. Current repairs delayed by 5 turns. Well, that can't be good. We don't have anything in Gibraltar at the moment, do we? No. So that's... I'm not going to say that's fine, because it's not, but at the same time it's not catastrophic. Active, I want you repaired. You can lie to me and say, oh, that was only light damage, all you want. I know it wasn't light damage. Torpedo hitting a destroyer is anything but light damage. We have another engagement. This time it's in the Ermiger Sea in rainy weather in week 1 of August 1940. The light cruiser Ajax and the destroyer Beagle have come under attack at night from the submarine U-169. U-169 with the initiative. Where is the submarine? Can I see it? Yes. I'll go flank and hard starboard and make smoke already right from the get-go. I'm not going to be messing about at all. Oh, that seems close. Very close indeed. Very close indeed. 20 degrees to starboard then. Stand by the torpedo tubes and hopefully we can make quick work of this engagement. We have 4 torpedoes. It's not too bad. We can drop and splash with one over here, and hopefully that'll be an end of that. No action still. That's strange. They could have fired if they wanted to. Not sure why they refused, but I will take advantage of a good opportunity when I see it. Action report on the British side. The light cruiser Ajax received no damage. The destroyer Beagle received no damage. On the German side, the submarine U-169 was sunk for 1,032 tons. Nothing sunk in either category on the British side. Warship tons sunk on the German side, 1,032. Merchant ship tons sunk on the German side, 0. 1,032 renown earned. Another engagement, this time it's in the United Kingdom in cloudy weather in week 1 of August 1940. The destroyer Blanche with medium damage and the destroyers Ardent, Skeena and Valux with no damage have come under attack in the morning from the submarines U-100 and U-101. The submarines have the initiative. Are they going to be using aircraft? No action. Interesting. If I go backwards and hard a port, can I do something with torpedoes perhaps? No. Can I use aircraft? No. Oh, come on. Seriously? I'm gonna try and gamble anyway. May not be the best decision I make today, but I am prepared for this not to work. So, you know, take from that what you will. If this goes wrong, I am totally prepared for it. Well, no, there were 2 of them, weren't there? Oh, the other one's all the way down there. Oh, wow. Right, well, you go flank and hard a port then. What's actually damaged? AAA is destroyed. Why can we not... There we go, that's better. I was about to say, they're clearly much further apart, so how can they be the same distance away? But no. That makes sense. Right, this submarine is also a long way away. Let's have you steam in and try and take it out. Velux, are you gonna do anything? No, Velux can just go on as normal. Nope, no need to fire on this occasion. Hold your fire, please. Well, U-100 has fired torpedoes, so that's something to watch out for. U-101 with no action. Yeah, that's... I was prepared for that. I knew it didn't have to go well. Right, let's have you go up to 2/3 speed and harder starboard to dodge that torpedo over there. And now we're 5,300 yards away. Just in case there was any you know, hopes of doing a quick torpedo run, those hopes have gone. No way are we getting a torpedo run done at that sort of distance. A little bit more than 5. 7,000 turns into, well, 6,000 thereabouts. Velox continues as normal. Yeah, no real need for the Velox to do much in this engagement. We've got other destroyers that are much better placed to deal with the submarines that are in the area at the moment. There goes my torpedo. Failed gamble at a quick score. We cannot turn at all because of the torpedoes. We can only move forward, which means we get further away from the target. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up 6,000 yards away. That's not good. Backwards and harder port. Thousand yards away here. I'll go 10 degrees this time. Oh, how I overcooked it. No, we're 5,000 yards away now. Stand by the torpedo tubes on the next turn, I would imagine. Call that done. Both destroyers avoiding the torpedoes very nicely there, but unfortunately we have moved away, you know, quite a lot. Yes, I know, I failed with that torpedo run. I know, you don't need to remind me. Flank and harder port this time. Hopefully we get, well, not much further away from them. See, I told you, we started off so close that I gambled a torpedo on sinking that submarine immediately. Now we're 6,000 yards away. Like, I'm sorry, but 6,000 yards is just way too far away. It's not going to happen at 6,000. Nuh-uh. It just ain't going to happen. Here, on the other hand, we will have a little bit more success. Stand by the torpedo tubes, because we are 4,200 yards away. 4,200 is a very nice range at which we can do a drop and splash. Drop and splash, off it goes, and Velox moves forward. Good. So their torpedoes will run out of steam right now. Of course they're going to put another one in because, well, why wouldn't you? You want a one with no action? Well, I'll give you some action. How's that for action? Is that good enough? I think it is. Now they have fired a torpedo. And that means we have to go backwards and I'm going to go backwards and harder port and gamble that we don't quite get to the torpedo here. It's because otherwise this engagement is going to take so long. Like, I'm sorry, but the Blanche at this point I would prefer. Like, if you ask me which one do I prefer to get to the target first, at this point I'm going to start saying the Blanche is in a better position to do a torpedo run. Because the other one's having to dodge torpedoes all the time. Yep, Skinner, you've done your work. You can just move along now. Cease firing. Velox, you just continue moving forwards as you have been. I think we'll clear that one quite easily then. Can I crank the speed up a little bit perhaps? I'll go 1/3 speed and another harder port turn. Right, 5,600 at the end of 5,300 before we even started. Like, I'm sorry, but do I stand by the torpedo tubes now? I'm actually going to go for a torpedo run right now with this destroyer. And we're even close enough. Well, if you'd have told me that this is how things would have turned out at the start of this engagement, I would have said, yeah, that's not what's going to happen. And yet here we are. Blanche is the one doing the drop and splash. Whatever. As long as we get the job done. As long as the job is done, I don't really mind which specific ship does what. Here comes the torpedo. Good. That's U-100 sunk. Well, after a longer than expected engagement, we can call it done. Action report. On the British side, the destroyers Ardent, Skeena and Velux end with no damage. The destroyer Blanche ends with medium damage. On the German side, the submarines U-100 and U-101 were sunk for 800 tons each. Nothing sunk in either category on the British side. Warship tons sunk on the German side, 1,600. Merchant ship tons sunk on the German side, 0. 1,600 renown earned. Norwegian Sea, week 1 of August 1940. Allied bombers attacked the naval base at Bergen, Trondheim, Narvik, causing light damage. Current repairs delayed by 2 turns. Good. Good. That's good. We'll take it. Now that they have loads of naval bases, we can. It's relatively easy to bomb them, I suppose. We have a destroyer in here. The active. The active will be out in 1 turn. Right. Yeah, I'll check how long the recording is going on for. Maybe time to end it here or not. Let's have a look. Right, the recording has been going on for just over half an hour, so I think it's time that, you know, things are wrapped up for this video. We have how many squares on the tonnage wall? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we seem to have reclaimed one of the squares, at least for the time being. And next episode we end up losing it completely. No. We're not going to lose it. We're going to keep hold of it. We'll be fine. This is the worst we'll get to. Tonnage stats. 14 naval vessels sunk for Britain. 471 merchants sunk for, what we're getting on now, almost for 1.8 million tons of shipping lost. Naval vessels sunk for Germany, however, is at 120. We have crossed the 300,000 ton mark for naval vessels sunk for Germany. Allied merchants sunk per month has dropped from the previous episode, I believe, from 157,000 tons to 146,000 tons. So that's good. It did drop to 144, but then we lost those merchants to the Wolfpack in the western approaches, which unfortunately did bump it up a little bit. Let's have a look at the ships lost. Again, it's pretty familiar list by now. German list getting longer and longer, but the British list not necessarily. We're not going to give up our ships very easily. I'm just having a look now. 14 to 120. If we can sink 6 more naval vessels for Germany without losing a naval vessel for Britain, we will have achieved a 9-to-1 kill ratio, which again it's an improvement. It shows we're doing better. 9 times better, to be specific, to be exact. We do have 2 slots spare in our fleet. I'm not sure what I'll do with those yet. Probably will get a battleship at some point. I know, I've been saying this for like several episodes now. I promise I will get battleships eventually because, you know, week 3 of August 1940, a certain class of German battleship becomes available. And they're terrifying. And I will need a battleship for them. Renown is over 200,000 as well, which is nice to see. So I could very much afford, dare I say it, maybe even 2 battleships if necessary. But for now, I'm going to keep hold of the Renown because, you know, I don't want to overspend. But anyway, enough of me wittering on. That is all from Admiral Playerovski for this video. If you're enjoying the series, if you enjoy the content, leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye for now.